What's up, everybody? Welcome to You Need Bodyweight Strength Training. It is week 1, and we are starting an 8-week program. So if you were here last week, hopefully you did your testing and assessments. If you didn't, you can always do that back on your own. So make sure you go view the video from last week to do your testing. And today we're going to start with our program. So we're focusing on technique and building strength with just our body weight. So you have no excuses. You just need to push play, and we're just going to get after it together. So before we get started, you're going to need a space around you on the floor. If you have a yoga mat or a towel or a blanket, go ahead and lay that out and join me on the floor. Make sure you have your water bottle so we can stay hydrated. And if you have a towel or a strap or a sock or resistance band or just some type of fabric that you can pull on, make sure you have that with you because we're going to use that to help strengthen our back today. So first we're going to start with our warm-up. We're going to go all the way flat onto the ground, heels on the ground. We're going to squeeze the glutes up into a glute bridge and then slowly lower back down. So first we're working on engaging the hamstrings and the glutes. We want to make sure that we're using proper mechanics in all of the strength building exercises that we'll be doing today. And we're going to have some fun while we do it. So I hope you're feeling fueled and refreshed. You're taking your lunch break to get yourself moving. Take your mind away from the desk, away from your computer and your work, and just give yourself this time to clear your mind and focus on your body. Last one here, we're going to go ahead and bring the hands to the knees and squeeze the palms of the knees together, and then inhale, feet to the floor, arms overhead. Exhale, squeeze your palms and your knees together so much that you feel your core start to rock, and inhale, reach out nice and long. Exhale to squeeze palms to knees. Inhale, reach overhead, feet to the ground. Exhale, squeeze your back down into the ground. Inhale to release. Exhale to squeeze. Inhale to release. Don't forget, as we're going through this, we do have a playlist specific for each of our classes on Spotify. So make sure you view our playlist descriptions on YouTube. You can check out that link and go on Spotify so you can give yourself some tunes if you like, or just put on your own tunes, your own playlist, whatever gets you going for today. We have one more. Squeeze everything up and inhale down. Awesome job. Let's come onto the side. Left elbow down. Feet are stacked on top of each other and the knees are bent. When you draw a straight line from your hip, I want you to look right down and make sure you see your heels. So if they're further back or further forward, make sure you adjust them so they're right underneath your hips. Draw a straight line down to your elbow. We're going to lift up into a modified side plank and then externally rotate the hip for a clamshell. Come on back down. We have 8 and 7 and 6 and 5. Exhale up and 3, almost there, and 2 and 1. Let's flip all the way over to the other side. However you need to get there is fine with me. Check your ankle straight down to your heel. Check your elbow straight down from your shoulder, and we're exhaling up. Think about pushing your belt buckle forward and squeezing your glutes up and forward with each rep. Almost there. Here we go in 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. All right, we're going to go ahead and flip over to all fours, hands and knees. Inhale for that cow posture. Exhale as you round for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale, pull your belly button up for cat. Deep inhale and exhale. One more breath in and out. Find that neutral spine, rock forward and back, start to loosen up the hips, and each see if you can get a little bit further forward, drawing your hands forward, eventually coming all the way down into Cobra. Once you get into Cobra, take some extra movement, shake it out a little bit, and then tuck your toes under, exhale to downward dog. Inhale, drop your hips forward into Cobra, and exhale to downward dog. You can keep your toes tucked for this Cobra if you like, or you can come all the way, roll over the toes, and come up to downward dog. We have one more inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Now we're walking the hands back to the toes. If you have to bend your knees, that's okay. Bend them as much as you need to. And then we're walking the hands back out into plank. Hold plank. See if you can pinch your shoulder blades back together and then push your chest away from the ground. Exhale, downward dog. Walk your toes up as close as you can to your hands. And then back out into plank. Strong plank. Check your angles here. Make sure your shoulders are right on top of your wrist. Try that scap push-up. Pinch the shoulder blades back. And push your chest away from the ground. Exhale, downward dog. Walk your hands up to the toes. Don't worry, we still have one more each so that we can really perfect this movement. Back into high plank. Pinch those shoulder blades together. Hey, Willie. Exhale, downward dog. Walk your hands back to your toes. And then we have one more with your feet out into plank. Pinch your shoulder blades together. Downward dog. And this time, walk your toes up to your hands. And if you have to bend your knees, you can. Straighten out your feet so that they're about hip width apart, parallel to each other. And then reach for your toes, bending your knees as much as you need to. And then very slowly tuck your chin, paint your fingertips up the front of your legs as you stand up tall and roll your shoulder blades back. Let's twist it out a little bit. I want you to think about twisting just from your belly button up. So think about your thoracic spine. So notice if your hips are moving. Try to keep them stable. We're just working from the belly button up. Just start to notice how much rotation do you have. Okay, now we can loosen up the hips. Let the hips come into play. Now you notice you can twist a little bit further. And then as you loosen up, you can straighten out the arms a little bit more. You can start pivoting your toes and getting the entire body in for this full body twist. And 3. And 2. Sometimes we can have fun just spinning around like kids again and shake it out. All right, we're going to stand up tall. Take a deep breath in. Reach your arms overhead. Center your body from all those twists and exhale the arms back down. Step backwards into a lunge. Bend your back knee down to the ground. Twist over the front knee. Come back forward. Reach over the front knee. Come back and stand tall. We'll switch sides. Step backward. Twist over the front knee. And reach over the front knee. And back. So you're always using the opposite hand from the front leg. The opposite hand comes around and then reaches up and over. We're working on twisting, rotation through the spine, and that lateral flexion. Each time, see how balanced you can be in your lower body. That nice, strong stance. And even if there's other distractions getting in your mind, just try to stay focused in the different movements that you have. Back, around, and reach. All right, you're ready to get going. I know, I hear Willie up there. He's like, let's just get going. Warmed up, so let's start marching in place. See if you can drive those knees up. You're trying to get the knees up high and get the heels to squeeze right underneath your hip. Think about your core engaged, your shoulders back, and we're ready to get started with our first circuit in 3 and 2 and 1. All right, shake it out. We're first thinking about the legs. We're going to have 6 reps of high intensity, and then we're going into 20 reps of control. So first we're doing a squat jump. If you're not doing jumping, then just do a regular squat. We're moving as fast as we can with technique in mind. Okay, so you have your body weight squat or you have your jump squat. Whatever technique feels most safe and comfortable to you, I just want you to push to your absolute fastest, safest 6 reps. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, great. Shake it out. Now we're all coming to that body weight squat. You're going to lower as low as you can. Pause at the bottom and then squeeze your glutes as you stand up tall. If you want, you can also put your hands out to help counterbalance your weight as you push your hips back. 18. Oh yeah, that's right. We're coming all the way down from 20. 17. Here we go. 16. Remember the technique that we talked about last class. 15. Shoulders back, core strong. 13. That's it. Here we go. We're making our way through muscular endurance of the legs. We're working on building strength, endurance, and of course, getting better at our technique. We want to make sure we're moving efficiently. We have 10 more. I want you to think about trying to slide your feet away from each other. Develop that tension like you're trying to split the floor between your feet. Here we go. 7 and 6. Feel your core pull up as you tuck your tailbone at the top. And 4 and 3. Make sure you hold that little pause at the bottom just to make sure you're as far as you can without pain. And 1. Awesome job. We're going down into our mountain climbers. So our first 6 reps in a high plank. A good modification is to use a chair, a bench, or a wall just to bring your hands up a little bit higher. Wherever your hands are, you're holding a strong plank. Each knee counts as 1 rep. So right, left is 1. We have 6 as fast as we can. 3, 2, 1. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, come down to your knees. You can use child's pose as a quick rest. And then we're going into slow and controlled 20 reps. You're going to bring that knee in, pause, and then come right back out. Bring that knee in, pause, and come right back out. If you feel any pain in your back, that's a good sign to use child's pose for a quick little break. If you feel like your hips are pushing up, then that's a good sign to use child's pose as a little break. Just drop your knees down and push your hips back, okay? You want to try to keep your hips low and your chest forward. So we're working our full body here. We're getting a lot of core action in, and we're training more of our cardiovascular system, even though we're now working on control. So that next time you do your mountain climbers, you're going to have the technique perfected as long as you continue working on it. Here we go. You got it. Slow and controlled. Tapping that knee in. Think about your core pulling up. You got it. We're going back to the lower body after this, all right? So here we go. We have 10. That's it. And 9. Here we go. And 8. And 7. Feel the burn. 6. And 5. And 4. And 3. Last 2. Keep it up. 1 each side, knees down, child's pose. Awesome job. Check that in with your body. I hope you're feeling your core engaged. I hope you're feeling your plank nice and strong. Okay, if not, then that's what you want to focus on the next time around. We're going into our split squats and split squat jumps. If you're not jumping, just take the jump out of it and step out. For this first one, 6 reps each leg. You're going down into a split squat. You're going to jump up and switch, okay? If you're not jumping, just step it out and back. 6 reps each leg, as fast as you can. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Here we go in 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Awesome job. Way to finish strong. Okay, now we get a quick break. We're going to set up our feet. Start from the ground up. Half kneeling. Make sure your heel is on the ground and your toe is on the ground. Don't let the heel fall in. From this position, I just want you to go straight up and down as we practice this technique. See if you can use opposite arm if you would like. You're not touching the ground, but you're just hovering right over it and then coming right back up. You can also bring your hands on your hips for a little bit of balance. And just try to find a focal point. If you feel really wobbly here, try to keep your eyes focused on a single point. We're trying to go as low, dipping that back knee straight down as far as you can, just above the ground. Imagine your core is nice and strong. That's it. We have 14 more. Here we go. That's it. 12. 11. Slow and controlled. Perfecting the technique. That's it. 8. 7. 6. I hope you're still with me. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. We're going right into the other side. We're going to start from that half kneeling position so that you can gauge the distance between both of your feet. Okay, make sure the toe is on the ground. Engage your core. Find your posture. Find your focal point. And from here, we can stand right up. And let's get going here. Bending the back knee down and up. That's it. Here we go. Breathe it out with me. That's 18 and 17. I know we're still up there, but focus on your technique the whole way through. All right. 14. 13. Keep your core strong. 11. 10. 9. 8. Here we go. Keep the pace. Take a break if you notice your technique is off. And then try to keep pushing yourself to stay focused on your form. And 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Awesome job. Shake it out. All right, we're going to grab that item that I asked you to have. It might be a towel, a sock. Those long soccer socks are always good. I have a stretch rope that I'm going to bring, but something that has a little bit of elasticity so you can stretch it a little bit is going to be great. Love those old socks. Don't throw the old socks away. Add them to your workout space so that you can use them. Okay, I love being a minimalist so that you have no excuses. Wherever you are, whenever you have time, you can just drop down and get a workout in so you don't have to worry about equipment. But sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of something. So you're going to bring your hands in front of your chest with your palms down. Imagine your sock or your item is a metal bar, and you're trying to rip and bend that metal bar in half. You're going to do that and then pull straight back and punch straight out. Okay? So the first 6 reps, you're going to go fast, speed racer. Your core has to be strong so that you don't swing back and forth, but you're keeping yourself nice and strong. So let's go for 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Break the metal bar and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. Slow and controlled. Keep your core strong. Each time you pull, bend that metal bar first as you pinch your shoulder blades back. So you want to make sure you're squeezing your elbows back and your shoulders are not riding up. Keep them down and back. When you break that metal bar, you should feel your shoulder blades squeezing back together. Squeeze your core. Here we go. You can always do this without an item at all, even if you don't even have a blanket to pull apart in front of you. And just use your muscles to engage your core and your shoulder blades behind you. That's it. Here we go. Under control. Give yourself an extra second of a pause as you pull back behind you. Here we go. Big squeeze. And 14. 13. 12. 11. 10. If you have a mirror, that's perfect so you can keep track. Make sure your elbows are pulling straight back. And 7. 6. Don't get lazy on bending that metal bar. Here we go. 5. And 4. And 3. 2. And one. All right, shake it out. Great job. Back to our lower body. We're now going to practice our hip hinging movement. So we're working primarily the glutes and the hamstrings. So first, I'm going to have you start with a broad jump. If you're not jumping, then just step it out. You're going to push your hips back, chest up, and you're going to see how far you can jump forward or step forward. Maybe you can even add a hop. If you're stepping, make sure you alternate which leg you're going with. We're doing 6 total. So if you're stepping, it's 3 each side. And 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Land nice and soft. Hips back. Good. Here we go. 4. That's it. And 3. Good. And 2. Make sure you have enough room. And 1. Nice landing. All right, shake it out. Now we get to practice our movement. Feet underneath the hips. Toes pointed forward relatively. Hands on the hips. I want you to try to find your pelvic girdle. See if you can find those bony points in your hips. Slight bend in the knee. The movement is not a squat. It's not from the knees. So the knees are slightly bent. Imagine like you're trying to close a door behind you with your hips. You're going to stick your hips back and then squeeze your glutes forward at the top. Feel your lower abs pull up. Pause at the bottom so you can identify your angles, your technique, and then squeeze your glutes forward at the top. Here we go. Hips back and squeeze. Make sure your feet are right underneath your hips. Back and squeeze your glutes. Focus on your posture. Back and squeeze. If you feel like you have a good handle of your pelvic girdle movements, your anterior and posterior tilt, imagine you're holding dumbbells. Make fists. Draw them down the front of your legs, just below the knee, maybe mid-shin, and then squeeze your glutes. Pull your shoulders back at the top. Hips go back. This is a great movement to practice, even if you are a weightlifter and you often use equipment like dumbbells or something like that. This is a great way to practice and refine your movements, your technique, so that when you add the load, you're not going to put all of that pressure on your back. You're going to be ready and primed for these movements. Hips back and squeeze. Here we go. 11. Yes. And 10. Over-exaggerate posture at the top. 9. Think about the contact between your feet and the earth. 8. What part of your foot do you feel pressing down into the ground? What part of the foot are you relying on the most? 7. I like to think about my heel pressing down and the ball of my foot. So I'm still thinking about ripping the floor between my feet. That's going to help engage all of the stabilizing muscles too, to keep your knees in line. 5, squeeze the glutes. And 4, here we go. And 3, almost there. And 2, squeeze. Last one. All right, good. Shake it out. We're going into our plyo push-ups next. You can always do these on a wall. You can hold a high plank position on the wall and push your chest away from the wall. Okay, so use that as an option. Remember, we talked about the staircase, and make sure you're tracking which number stair you're on if you're doing the staircase. And as you move down to the first step, you'll know you're making progress. We have 6 plyo push-ups to start. From that plank position, wherever your plank is, you're going to lower and try to push yourself off the ground. We have 6 reps. Add in a clap if you'd like. 4, 2, and 1. I know those are tough. So we're starting the reps off with plyo. Now we're adding in the reps. So we're doing 20 push-ups, slow and controlled. If you're on a wall, keep your plank strong and controlled as you push yourself back and down. If you're on the ground, if you don't have a wall or anything like that, where you can't do a push-up, then come to your knees and start here. Very slow and controlled. If you're not there yet, then lay flat on your stomach, okay? So go ahead and get started with your variation if you haven't already, and make sure you count your reps, 20 reps. You can also practice laying flat on your stomach, pressing your hands into the ground, digging your toes down, and see if you can just develop enough tension to push up. Even if you can't move your body, just try to hold and push, push, push as long as you can. And then eventually your goal is to push all the way up into that high plank, and then you can slowly lower back down. All of these are options if you haven't been able to do a push-up yet. Otherwise, you're counting your reps. You're getting 20 reps, slow and controlled, to focus on that technique. If you find yourself picking up the pace just to try to get it over with, then I encourage you to take a break, maybe push your hips into child's pose, shake it out, and then come back into it. I'd rather you do one rep at a time, very slow and controlled, so that we can really refine the push-up movement. So you're counting your reps. Here we go. We only have one more exercise after this before we get into our AMRAP circuit. Okay, so we're really going to push you today. Here we go. Inhale down. Exhale up. Good. Deep breathing. Here we go. You should be almost there. 3 and 2 and 1. Great job. All right, shake it out. You get a little break from the arms. I want you to look around your space. If you have a staircase near you, then that's perfect. We're going to use your stairs. If you have something solid, even like a small block or a book or a chair, a bench, something that you feel solid, make sure you put that on the ground. We're going to use that as our step up, okay? It doesn't have to be super high or anything like that, but of course, make sure you have enough headspace so that when you step up top, you can stand all the way without hitting your head on something on the ceiling. And if you don't have anything at all, you're just going to be on the ground and just imagine you're up on something. So I'm going to show you from my yoga block here. Left foot is going to start on. You're going to drive up and jump as powerfully as you can on top of this block, and then land back down. We have 6 as fast as you can in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opposite leg. Same thing wherever you are. Here we go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Now we're slowing it down. Let's go back to the left foot. We're going to take it slow and controlled. You're coming up, pause and balance at the bottom, and then come back down. Remember, if you don't have anything at a particular height, that's okay. You can still practice this on your own. Whenever you find yourself in a space that has a staircase or a bench that you can step on, then you can practice increasing the height. Okay? We know that in life, you have many stairs to climb in many different ways. So anytime you see a staircase, don't be afraid to use it. That can be a great way to help increase your sustainability and longevity in life. Okay, it can help decrease your risk of fall as you get older and increase your mobility and independence as you get older. So remember, we're counting our 20 reps, slow and controlled. I hope you're feeling your muscles burning. I hope you're feeling your core strong as you balance up. There we go. We're working it here. After this, we have your AMRAP and then a cool down. So we're almost to the end of week 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Opposite side. Make sure that foot stays flat on the surface, whatever surface you're using. Keep focused on your posture and your core. Think about everything we did to warm up these muscles to help them stay strong and consistent during our workout. So we're going to go ahead and drive up and down. Exhale up, inhale down. Find your focus, squeeze your core, squeeze your knee up. Every time you're doing the step up, I also want you to think about primarily leading with the front leg instead of pushing off of the leg that's on the ground. Try to rely on that top leg. So that's why we're going slow, so that you can really focus on driving up through that front leg and not using momentum to push yourself forward. So think about increasing the strength of this front leg. Dig that heel down as you squeeze up. Think about your balance. We're almost there. Count your reps. We have 20 reps. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. All right, we got that done. We're going to put that to the side, whatever your object was. We're not going to need that. But before we get into our AMRAP, make sure you grab some water. Stay hydrated. Keep your body moving. We have 4 exercises, 10 reps each. Okay, so you're going to be using your mind to try to stay focused on counting your reps. Okay, I'm only asking you to count to 10. We have push-ups. We have reverse lunges, tricep dips, and in and out knee tucks. So first, we went over our push-ups. Let's do the first round together, and then I'm going to send you off to see how many times you can get through this circuit. First, we have 10 push-ups. Let's do them together on whatever variation you have for yourself. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. We're stepping up, both feet together. Reverse lunge. 10 total. 5 on each side. 3, 2, 1. Tricep dips on the ground. If you don't have anything, hands on the ground. If you have a step or a bench or a chair, bring your hands up on that item. You're going to try to lift your hips up, bend your elbows back. We have 10 tricep dips. Your version based on whatever space you have. Bend your elbows straight back behind you. Here we go. Count your reps in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're coming all the way down onto your back. You're going to sit up and tuck your knees into your chest and then come all the way back out. I would love if you can try to bring your arms out and see if you can balance, squeezing your shoulder blades back to get a little bit more of that back contraction. So this is the advanced version if you feel control and you're not feeling pain in your back. 10 reps there, or you're just on your back, reaching overhead and trying to crunch up to your knees. Okay, those are the 4 exercises. You have 10 reps of each, and we have 2 minutes on the clock to see how many times you can get through your circuit. So you're keeping track of 10 reps, 4 exercises, and each time you get back to the push-ups, count a set so that you know how many times you get through this. All right, we're going to get through this together. We have 2 minutes on the clock, so make sure you get some water, and we're going to go ahead and get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Count your reps. First, you have push-ups. Remember to focus on the technique that we just worked on today. Here we go. Keep breathing. All the way up. I chose to do push-ups on the knees because I know that I'm going to be compromising form if I try to push through 10 reps as fast as possible from a traditional high plank position. So I want you to listen to your body, and then when you get to the reverse lunge, remember you're trying to reach that back knee back behind you, and then we're going right into our tricep dips. So remember, for your tricep dips, you can put your hands up on a step, on a block, or you're just on the ground. True minimalist style, no excuses. We can still work all parts of our body without any equipment. Count your reps. Here we go. I won't count so I don't get you messed up. 3, 2, 1. Awesome job. We have in and out abs. We have 10. That's it. Push yourself. Good. We're going back to the push-ups. No rest. We're working on our muscular endurance. We're working on your cardiovascular fitness. So we're getting a lot of different work goals set through our body weight training. Hopefully you have your heart rate monitor on for this one so you can see how hard you're really working. Here we go. You're almost there. Push yourself up. I know we got those reverse lunges up next. Hopefully you didn't forget. We're almost to the end of the 2 minutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, make note. How many times did you get through that circuit? How did you feel? What exercise was the hardest? What do you need to get better at? Let's get some water before we head into the cool down. Great work. Very good job today. Let's shake it out. Make note on how you're feeling so that when you come back, you can see your progress. You can see how you felt during this workout the first time, and then how it feels so much better when you come back around as you're stronger and stronger. All right, let's go ahead and take a seat. And if you want, you can take your shoes off, get comfortable. We're going to give yourself a nice cool down stretch. I want you to hug your knees into your chest and rock side to side. Awesome work today. This is week 1 of 8. So you made it through that first one after you finished this cool down. And I hope you're ready to continue progressing all the way through this 8-week program before we retest again. So I want you to cross your right ankle over your left knee, interlock your fingers through to grab onto your hamstring, and notice how your right elbow is against your right thigh. See if you can press your elbow out against the thigh so you can get a little bit of a deeper stretch in the rotation of your hip. And try to keep pulling that knee into your chest just as much as you can. Try to breathe. Deep breath in and out. On your next exhale, I want you to keep everything the same, but just try to press your right ankle out against your left knee. So you're going to try to kick it out. You're going to feel your glute squeeze, like you're trying to knock your leg down, but you're holding it up so tight, and then relax. Notice if you can stretch a little bit further. We're going to try that 2 more times on this side. 1 more time, deep exhale as you try to press out. Try to knock your ankle back into your knee, squeeze your glutes, and then relax. See if you can stretch a little bit deeper. Awesome job. Okay, notice this idea of squeezing the muscle and then stretching a little bit further. Can you tell if you can stretch further after that contraction? 1 more time, deep exhale as you squeeze. Try to kick back against your knee. It's hard to see, but there's tension going on here. And then relax. See if you can stretch as far as you can. And then very slowly let your lower body rock to the left so that the sole of your right foot comes down to the ground. Use your left hand to grab onto your ankle to help pull it up a little bit higher. You should feel a stretch down through the side of your right hip. And then your right arm is just going to reach out to the side. Turn and look towards that right hand. So we're getting a little bit of a torso twist and just getting deeper into that side of the hip, which we use a lot today in our single leg balances with our split squat, lunges, all of that good stuff. We did a lot of step ups, Hope those hips are feeling pretty good today. 3 and 2 and 1. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Just shake it out a little bit, pitter patter. And we're going to cross the left ankle over the right knee. Thread your arms through, grab onto the hamstring. And again, once you're in this figure 4 position, notice how your left elbow can push out against your left thigh. So feel that contraction as you start to press out. Make sure you have a good grip around that hamstring. You can always use a strap around your hamstring if you can't quite reach. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders on the ground. And then we're going to try kicking your left ankle against your right knee so you feel your glutes squeeze as you exhale. Kick, 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 squeeze. And relax. Try to pull it back up into your chest. Deep stretch. Good. Take a deep breath in. And exhale to kick against that knee. Kick, 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 kick. Squeeze your glute. And relax. Bring it a little bit further back in. And let's just try that one more time. Try to kick your ankle out against your knee. Squeeze the glute. And relax. Pull it deep into your chest for that final stretch. And then you're going to slowly start to let your lower body rock to the right. Bring the sole of your left foot to the ground. Now your right hand can release. Grab onto that ankle. See if you can even pull up a little bit closer towards your chest. And then the left arm is going to release all the way out to the left. As you turn, look towards the left side. Feel this nice stretch. Might feel good to try to push the thigh away from the body a little bit as you get deeper into the hip. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Beautiful job today. I hope you're feeling good after that first bodyweight strength workout. I hope you're feeling stronger. And if you're having any trouble with modifications or the space that you have, make sure you reach out to us and we can absolutely help you with that so that you're getting the most out of your workouts with us. Let's go ahead and slowly release that out. We're going to flip over onto your stomach. We're going to press the hands down into the ground and just lift your chest up into a nice cobra stretch. Feel that stretch all the way through the core. And then slowly push your hips back to all fours. Inhale as you sweep your left arm out to the side. Exhale, thread the needle under your right wrist. Reach as far through as you can, and then see if you can drop your shoulder down to the ground as you stretch between your shoulder blades. We're going to hold here for another 10 seconds. So breathe deeply. Exhale all the way out. And very slowly start to come all the way back up. Inhale all the way back up one more time, and we'll switch sides. Inhale, reach your right arm out to the side. Exhale, reach as far through as you can. Drop the shoulder down. Try to find that stretch between the shoulder blades. And then we're going to try to hold this for another 10 seconds. Deep breathing. Deep inhale. And deep exhale. Use your breath to help your body recover. And on your next inhale, very slowly unwind. Sweep all the way up to the sky and back down to all fours. You're going to bring your hands forward a tad bit. Step your right foot to the outside of your hands. And just let your chest lift as you tuck your tailbone, squeeze your glutes forward. And then very slowly push your hips back. Try to straighten out your front leg. Maybe you can point your toe up to the sky and bring one hand to each side of the leg and try to bring your chest a little bit closer to that knee. Listen to your body. Just see what's in store for you today. And then we'll slowly rock forward. Bring the hands to the ground. Sweep that leg back. And let's come over to the left side. Step the left foot to the outside of your hands. Let the hips squeeze forward. Squeeze your glutes to help loosen up your hip flexors. Enjoy this nice deep stretch. And then very slowly push the hips back. Straighten out your front leg. Feel that nice stretch through the hamstring. Maybe point the toe. Bring one hand to each side of the leg. And on your next inhale, rock forward. Exhale back to all fours and tuck your toes under, downward dog. Last time here, let's walk the hands back to the toes, tuck your chin, bend your knees, and slowly roll all the way up to stand. Roll your shoulders back and shake it out. Make sure you have a great post-workout meal planned for you today. Get some water, and we'll see you next time. Great work.